I go way back when Stevie J first came to Bad Boy, after they left Uptown Records and everything like that. And Stevie J and Puff fell out real bad over, it could have been producer credits and the whole 9 yards.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about. I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Tom cats like that.
But Stevie J didn't F with him until Love and Hip Hop. When Stevie J went to Love and Hip Hop and he became famous, from that, a type of individual that I would have speaking on my behalf. Come on, we know he's a drug abuser. We know that he's been seen putting his hands on women in the wrong way. And I don't know, that shit is crumbling.
Manem didn't hold back, quickly mocking Stevie J for targeting 50 Cent amidst the ongoing drama with Diddy. Gene was blunt, stating that if Stevie J tried anything, 50 would undoubtedly take him down. This entire situation spiraled because 50 Cent has been taking shots at Diddy on social media for months, leveling some serious accusations.
It's like, now you want to put me, I don't know if y'all saw the post where 50 posted about me. Of course you guys seen it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you can't brush under the rug. I don't see anybody reporting about what Tatted Up Holly said about him beating her up and about, his other baby mom saying beating her up. I just look at it as, he wants to bring the black community down worse than anyone else. How is that so? I said what I said on my post, and I'm standing on that too. Now, since he didn't accept what my offer to him, and he want to continue to be a comedian, why don't you go make some movies with Michael Blackson and don't talk about me?
Okay.
If you don't want to fight, if you don't want to donate to charity, donate the bread to charity and fight. Don't stop being a girl and talking about dudes. I find it funny that, when they first try to crucify somebody, they go through the media first. And they're just flooded with lies and propaganda. I'm not concerned about this this dude Curtis. You know what I'm saying? He's Uncle Tom, and that's just what it is. I'm going to speak on 1,000% of what I know to be true about my guy. My spirits are up. He's spending time with his children and his mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm working out. He's doing very well. I've known this guy for 29 years. See, I'm not just a guy off the internet trolling. I'm a first-hand witness. I was at his crib working in the studio. I was sitting outside the studio door, and I heard a big boom. Now, mind you, before we get into this, I'm not a spring chicken, even though I look fly and stuff. But I've witnessed some historical events of excessive force, but none like this since Saddam Hussein or El Chapo or Pablo Escobar even Osama bin Laden. I heard a big boom. So I'm thinking a lot of people do work on the island all day long, so I'm figuring someone dropped some materials. Heard it again. Turn my head, I'm hearing do. Armored vehicles, 3 big armored vehicles come. Dudes jump out, I got 50 dots on my shirt. Screaming, yo, get on the ground. I'm like, yo, really? I'm the only one here. Took me outside, I asked to speak to the higher ups. I was under arrest. And they said, no, you're being detained. I want to speak to the higher ups. Spoke to the higher ups. I said, am I under arrest? They said, no, you're not. Let me let you go. Boom. Let me go check your bags. You don't have any weapons and all. I'm like, I don't have any weapons. One bag.
Well, did they take electronics? Because they did in Los Angeles.
I'm sure they took some electronics, some of the camera stuff and all that. Probably they didn't want him to get a look at what they were doing in his crib, like how they came in with the armored trucks. Of course, they took all that stuff.
What did you see when you walked back in?
I just don't want to get too much into that. I just know that I walked in and they messed the man crib up, you know what I'm saying? And they did his crib dirty. And, I haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
Can you tell us what his reaction was when you spoke to him the next day?
He was just devastated, just merely because he was going out of the country with his daughters for spring break, you know, and they had to witness things like that at the airport. I believe that would kind of shift the thinking of any man in general. If you're going on vacation with your kids and the feds show up and ruin your trip, and it's their senior year, you know what I mean? So I know he was more hurt by that.
That weird how he's defending Diddy when he himself got some jaw-dropping scandals.
Yeah, we're going to see, man. We're going to see what they got. But speaking of the raid, right, did you see that viral video of Diddy he was seen in Miami with Stevie J after the raid? You seen that video?
Yeah, I seen it.
What you think about that?
Well, I go way back when Stevie J first came to Bad Boy after they left Uptown Records and everything like that. And Stevie J and Puff fell out real bad over, you know, it could have been producer credits and the whole 9 yards. But Stevie J didn't F with him until Love and Hip Hop. When Stevie J went to Love and Hip Hop and he became famous from that, Puff called him over there and they had a meeting. And I guess they rekindled their friendship. Because I used to bodyguard Stevie J. And, you know, go to different clubs. You know, I got pictures and everything. Stevie J didn't mess with Puff, you know, until after that Love and Hip Hop thing went down, you know. So now they back cool. What got me about the stuff like that them being back cool, that Stevie J went on TMZ and was speaking up on behalf of Diddy. Now, if anybody I want speaking up behalf of me, or I had anybody speaking up on my behalf, it wouldn't be Stevie J. You understand? I don't think that an individual of his caliber is capable or can be trusted in the way that I would like for him based on his actions on television and who he is as a person, what he has been shown as an individual is a type of individual that I would have speaking on my behalf. Come on, we know he's a drug abuser. We know that he's been seen putting his hands on women in the wrong way. And I don't know, that shit is crumbling, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you can always say this, man. And the infamous words of one of the world's greatest comedians, Richard Pryor, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Why you say that? Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Because LaRob said that they be doing the liquid cocaine in the bottles, in the Ciroc bottles. We know Stevie J been in countless rehabs back and forth. We know we've heard of Puff being in rehabs, secretly going to rehabs too. So, my man, when you get on those type of psychotropical, I think it's psychotropical drugs, man, and you start believing your own bullshit, and them two individuals together, man, you know they got to be crazy. Something got to be wrong with when he sit up there and he said that he want to challenge 50. And I don't know much about that clout him challenging 50 to a fight. And we seen how 50 Cent, we seen how Stevie J fight on Love and Hip Hop and all that other bullshit. Him, Scrappy, him, this other cat. My man, there's no way. There's no way. He don't want it with 50, bro. That's if that ain't cocaine, the Pope ain't Catholic.
So you feel like 50 Cent would give Stevie J that work?
It wouldn't even be a job. 50 Cent will whoop niggas like Stevie J on the way to a real fight.
You seen 50 fight before?
I ain't never seen 50 fight. I seen some tapes of him get down on that end, but I never seen him fight in person. But I know the demeanor of a man. I was with 50 Cent on a couple of occasions, and one occasion, it was just me and 50 and about probably 6 other dudes that didn't want to get out the car because he was ready to get down. And you could see it in him. You could see he got it in him like that. I'm looking at him. I wrote this shit about this shit in my book. 50 ain't back. He don't back down, bro. And you could see when you know a dude is about it, and got it in him, you could see it in his eye. You could see it in the way he carry himself. You see how he threw his own man in the bushes, Tony Ayo. They got tapes on 50 getting down boxing. I've seen takes on him. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen him in person, as far as fighting. I've been with him in person, but he got it in him, bro.
But yeah, that caught me by surprise because I always knew that Stevie J, he did production for Bad Boy, but I never knew him and D was that close until, as of late, since the raid. So.
No, they was close. Bro, Stevie J and Puff was like pots and pans back in the day. I don't know what happened between them, but something happened on the producing credit side that Stevie J stopped effing with him. And, Stevie wasn't dealing with him at all. He was just doing more stuff for Jodeci than he was Bad Boy.
Manem didn't hold back, quickly mocking Stevie J for targeting 50 Cent amidst the ongoing drama with Diddy.
That 50 Cent has sold his documentary series, Surviving Diddy, to Netflix.
Man, I hope I never have to go to war with 50 Cent. That dude is a troll. That dude is he's the best. He's the art of war. He know how to go at it. But the way I understand it is he sold the rights, right, to Netflix. He had a bidding war and he sold the rights to all the different streaming companies that wanted to do it. It's going to be interesting to see what he gets. He can only do reenactments from the lawsuit. He can't get Cassie to talk about it. Trust me, Cassie can't talk about this publicly. He might can get law enforcement, might can get her to talk on a jury stand or witness stand, grand jury or something like that. But just to go and do interviews, she can't do it. She probably can't even mention the name Sean Combs or any of his family members. Talk about anything. So, is it going to be Misa? I doubt it. It's hard for females that have kids by men to do these, to talk bad about their father, no matter how much of a douchebag he is. And so, who's going to be the survivors? Is it going to be Lil Rod? He's going to get his bag eventually, trust me. And he going to have to sign, an agreement not to talk about it publicly. So I think it's just 50 jumping the gun, wanting to be a hell of a troll, and him being like me, very, very vindictive. I wonder if 50 a Leo like me. I got to find out his sign because I swear me and him have the same traits. But I don't know who will be the victims. We know a young Miami, she finally done broke away. Saw that she unfollowed him recently. Misa, we know Kim Porter and her book. If you can get a hold of that. I just think a lot of it's going to have to be reenactment. Or maybe our boy, because I know he likes Gene Deal and Gene Deal like him a lot. Maybe my boy Arthur Diallo about to get rich and he licensed a lot of his footage from Art's channel. or Mark Curry, whatever, he said. I'm just wondering where they're going to get the footage from. Who are they going to get to speak on that? Did 50 find the male escorts? Or is it got to be just reenactments from the different lawsuits? There's a new young lady that came out and filed a new lawsuit recently. Maybe it'd be worth her while just to tell her story and not, go through with the lawsuit, or at least sign an agreement and just demand. I can't sign an agreement saying I'm not going to talk about it. The issue is we want to see the people, like we did on the Surviving R. Kelly. Y'all saw parents. Y'all got Art to talk a little bit. Y'all got, R. Kelly to talk a little bit. Y'all got footage of things that had happened. It's going to be interesting to see what 50 can pull out to really make a good showing. Because that shit that we saw on Tubi, a lot of people thought it was good. But I didn't personally care for it. But even though fucking TMZ, we'll be getting contact real soon, because we just noticed, John and I just discovered that y'all did use some of our footage with WAC 100 on that show, and y'all ain't contact us. Y'all know y'all can't be licensing stuff without, or putting stuff in TV shows without it getting licensed. So that's where I think 50 gonna go. He's gonna go to reenactment things from reading things. And are y'all gonna be happy with that? Are y'all gonna want to see reenactments, or are you gonna really want to see live footage, live interviews? That's gonna be a challenge. But 50 got the resource. He has the writers that can put it together, and I'm sure he's gonna make it good. If it's anything that he has done, if it's like anything that he has done, because I remember when I was away for a little while, it was a show on ABC with that dude that got sentenced with life. And we used to sit around the table watching that, waiting for that to come on every night, or Monday night or Tuesday night, whenever it came on. And so everything, it didn't come on or get a second season, but everything he has touched, I love the Power, I love the Kanan, I love BMF. It's not too much that he hasn't done as far as TV series that I haven't enjoyed. And so he would be the perfect person for it. It'll just be interesting to see if he'll be able to.
Stevie J was clearly upset by 50's posts and even challenged him to a televised fight. He declared he was ready to take on 50, but 50 just laughed it off, kept trolling, and shared a humorous clip of Stevie J fighting on Love and Hip Hop. To top it off, 50 pointed out that Stevie J still hasn't denied any of his bold claims.
Free if he had, and whoever they want. You got to realize the feds is not going to touch those people if he had anything to do with any high profile people like Clyde Davis, what's that, Jimmy over at Interscope, what's his name, Jimmy Iovine. Any high profile people the feds is not going to touch. You understand? They're going to go for the people who are not his really handlers, unless they really want them or somebody want them. So it's hard to really say. But if they want to make examples out of certain people, you understand, they're going to go for those people. I can't really give you a number. I can't really tell you who's the people because I don't know who on their list. But if they want to make an example out of somebody, anybody that's been to those Diddy-like Epstein parties and stuff like that, they're gonna go after them.
What you think about Stevie J? And I know you and him, y'all was going back and forth, but how you feel about him defending Diddy?
He don't have nothing else to do, man. What makes me mad at Stevie and them is that, you know, they don't realize the guys who used to take care of them, the guys that make sure they got in the club, the guys who make sure they got in the studio, the guys that make sure they got home at night. And then they get on this thing, and because they become more known to the public and everything on Love and Hip Hop and all these other different programs, they want to talk shit. But Stevie J, no, I'm the type of dude, he talk about I got bad knees, I'll kick him so far up in his ass, he tastes shoe polish, bro. I do not play with that. I'm the one that used to make sure that you was all right. You understand? And I got pictures when I used to bodyguard you, bro. And you know I never played those games. So because you get mad, because I say something about, you know, what I know 50, I know 50. And I know you. You understand? If I gotta put my house up, if I gotta put my car, my jewelry, I'm putting my stuff on 50. I'm not gonna put it on you. I'm just telling you what I know. 50 hit that nigga so hard, man. He won't wake up to the middle of next week. He gets on here and he wanna defend Diddy, defend him. You might be on some of them tapes. 9 times out of 10, you good at making tapes. You know the tapes that you made before in the past that made the internet. I'm not gonna speak on that, Mighty, not at all. You understand? Because he's got a young lady that's doing her thing in it, and she don't need to be spoken on. But, you know, everybody who knows what I'm talking about, they know the tapes that made the internet with Stevie J before. You know what I mean? So for him to come to Puff defense, you don't have nothing. He got to come to his defense. Heard he lost his house. Heard he lost this, that, and the third, the whole 9 yards. He's standing with a grown man at another man's house. So what else he gonna do? Puff said, y'all come to my defense. He's the only one came to his defense.
In the tape that you was referring to, and you don't have to go into detail about it, I think most people would know what you was talking about, but you was referring to the sex tape between Stevie J and Eve, right? And I don't know if this is true, you could tell me, but I heard that he leaked it, right?
Allegedly, yeah, he's the one who leaked it. Want to be into something. You know what I'm saying? That's how those cats do, bro. They want to be, they sit back, and because this is the new form of entertainment and regular dudes are getting more views than they are, they get mad and they get upset. You understand what I'm saying? They get mad and they get upset because this is the new form of entertainment and a lot of people are blowing them out the water now. And they want to say crazy stuff when in fact, they wouldn't breathe hard if you was in the room with them.
Yeah, that's real talk. And I was checking out one of your lives and you made a comment saying that, you know, Diddy, his ship is sinking fast because the only person that's coming out to defend him is Stevie J.
Well, Diddy did a post and he said, speak now or forever hold your peace. And he sent the message to everybody that he did business with or everybody that was around him. Y'all talk, y'all speak on me. Y'all let everybody know what y'all know about me or whatever, this, that, and the third. And if they talking negative, straighten them out based on our relationship. So he put that message out there. So now people are saying, nah, bro. Like Ray J. Ray J say, yo, people want to know what it is. Because if the federal government is asking questions about you, having some pedophilia or having sex with little boys underage, why would I want to be connected to that? Why are they even asking that type of question about you? So now he's telling people, yo, speak on me, speak on me. Now people like, no, we don't even know what the charge is. We don't know what they got on you. So the safe thing for me to do is to stay away from you until we know. I'm not going to mess. They saying I'm not going to mess up my brand. I'm not going to mess up me getting money, because what the internet is going to do is that anybody that speaks up for them, they're going to automatically think they had something to do with it.
Diddy's former bodyguard, G, also chimed in, stating that Stevie J doesn't stand a chance against 50. This only added more fuel to the ongoing drama between these hip-hop heavyweights. Meanwhile, 50 remains unbothered, continuing to target anyone associated with Diddy, while Stevie J stays busy trying to defend his friend's honor.
That he did with Rolling Stone. He said that Diddy, he was jealous of the relationship between Tupac and Big. And he also went on to say that Diddy, he wanted to be friends with Tupac, but Tupac wasn't interested.
Diddy and Tupac was friends at first, bro. I remember the time me and Diddy rolled up to Pac in, I think it's what's the name of that club? The Roxy. There was some kind of concert going on and they was talking and everything. They had a friendship. I don't know why their friendship fell out. Their friendship was before Biggie and Pop. So I don't know why they fell out. I know every girl that Tupac had, Puff wanted and got. So did he have jealousy? Yeah, he had a jealousy of Pac. But I think that it was more so that he knew Big was the meal ticket. And that Pac wanted Big to be with him with Thug Life, but he didn't have the money at the time. And when Big got the money from Puff, Pac gave him the blessings to go with him, but he also told Big that he had to watch Puff because Puff was going to rob him blind.
So you believe Kirk Burroughs when he say that, Diddy, he was jealous of the relationship between Tupac and Big?
I don't know if I could say he was jealous with his relationship with Big. He didn't like Pac. It's something that happened between Pac and him that he didn't like it. So if my man or somebody that I'm working with is dealing with somebody I don't like, I'm going to have a dislike for that relationship they have. I don't just think it's jealousy. I think it more was just a dislike and a hatred that somebody I'm working with is working with somebody that I don't like anymore or I got a problem with.
So you feel like it was intentional when Diddy was getting with, the same woman that Tupac already had?
Yeah. I think that he purposely went after the girls that dealt with Pac.
Why you think he did that on purpose?
Because when you have an envy of someone, remember Puff tried to get that Juice movie and Juice, but they gave it to Pac. So when you have an envy of somebody, if you can't beat them, the closest thing you could do is have what they got. Have what they had or try to get what they got.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Kirk Burroughs, he also said in this interview that Diddy, he would encourage Biggie to make songs that was beefy.
I don't think Kirk Burroughs was correct on that because Biggie didn't write around Puff. Big always wrote wherever he wrote at and then went to record. If he wrote anything or came up with some kind of concept of something. You're not going to find too many times Big and Puff was in the studio together where Big was recording. Puff may come in after the work is done and then add his little, take that. Bad boy. But Big always record, because like when we were doing the music to Bone Thugs and Harmony, Big said, I ain't writing shit. He sat there and smoked up all their weed. And he waited till he got to New York and then came back with the song. Flipped their whole style. Big didn't ever write around nobody. Look like Puff never, told Big what to write and what not to write. Not in my eyes. I didn't see that.
Stevie J was clearly upset by 50's posts and even challenged him to a televised fight. He declared he was ready to take on 50, but 50 just laughed it off, kept trolling, and shared a humorous clip of Stevie J fighting on Love and Hip Hop. To top it off, 50 pointed out that Stevie J still hasn't denied any of his bold claims.
Hey, y'all bringing me to y'all beautiful city.
Man, you looking real. That couch look real small on you, brother. I'm
6'7", 327 pounds.
Massive.
Yeah.
Man, you have a legendary story, man. You've been through a lot. You've seen a lot. And we want to get all the way into it, man. First off, though, you from that STL?
St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised.
Man, depending on what part of it you're talking about, you in the trenches.
North Side, North St. Louis, and then I moved to a subdivision called Wellston. That's the place Nelly said when he got a problem, he go get his Wellston niggas. That's where I'm from, Wellston.
So, give us a little childhood memory about growing up in Wellston, for anybody who ain't never been to that side.
Well, I got 2 books out, bro. One book is called Gene Deal, My World, a Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. And the second one is Gene Deal, Life After Death, When Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. The first book tells about my childhood. Growing up in Wellston, I met my mother at the age of 12 years old, where I moved out from St. Louis, from the north side, to the Wellston, Missouri, where my mother was at. Wellston is it's the ghetto among ghettos. There's only 6,000 people. People ain't stop at the stop sign when you went to Wellston. So if you know what they're talking about, if you came out of Wellston, you had to educate yourself. Because the school district, if you came out of high school, you probably had a 6th or 7th grade education.
So let me ask you, for those that, some people know your story and they see you on this couch, so they know what we're about to get into. As a curiosity, for those who don't know, your profession was a bodyguard.
Not at all.
Okay, go ahead, please.
My profession I was professionally a New York State parole officer, where I worked for 27 years. You understand? My second profession was an investigator for Elite Investigation, where I ran the investigations of housing projects in the city, Lambert Housing, Taino Towers, Eastchester Manor, some of the roughest housing projects in the city in the Bronx. My third profession, which wasn't like what you might say a bodyguard, I started what you call, with some other guys, ASAP Ferg Father, Mike Cox, myself, we started what we call the Same Gang. The Same Gang was a group of guys who, at the time, Harlem was coming up. Instead of them having cliques and they call cliques and crews, instead of them having gangs and stuff like that, we were people that partied together, had a lot of fun, gave picnics, and that's where you got the guy Sean Combs came in when we brought him into the Same Gang. So I was like what y'all call now an OG because I started it. You understand? So then Puff had some problems at the place called the Building and the Red Zone. Red Zone and the Building was parties that he was doing. The Building was the unsigned hype. If you ever seen Juice and the guy was doing the turntables and stuff like that, I think it was Omar Epps or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Omar.
Right, that was the Building. That's where they was giving the party there, where you had leaders of the new school, Queen Latifah, different groups coming there showing their talent, Naughty by Nature and all like they would show their talent there. So Puff was having problems there, and D. Ferg, one of the leaders of the Same Gang,